what's up, Rangers? Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
I'm Jessica.
And today we're going to destroy some value with some Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection figures of the Dragon Shield, Black Ranger, Mighty Morphin Red, and Mighty Morphin Lord Drakkon. If you guys only really paid attention to the TV show, this one might be a little bit confusing. And also this one actually, his value has already been destroyed. But we'll show him off here too, because he hasn't been on the channel quite yet. But anyways, these are from the TV show, and this one's actually from the comic books that have been recently going on. I think it's Boom Comics. Make some Boom Studio.
I think it's IDW, dear.
I don't think it's IDW. Pretty sure it's not IDW.
I don't know.
Yes, it was Boom. Had to Google it real quick. Yeah, no, they do the Turtle comics, like Turtle, Godzilla, Transformers, but Boom has the Power Ranger rights, and this is essentially Evil Tommy. Which has the White Ranger and Green Ranger powers. That and the head's got a little bit of scarring to it. It's actually pretty sweet, so wanted to get this one, especially since it ties into Mighty Morphin, which is still my favorite Power Ranger series. So, personally, I still tend to grab those guys. And the Dragon Shield one was a Walgreens exclusive, while these are just Series 3. But anyways, I guess we'll just get into them. So, I'm actually going to turn around and grab the Black Ranger off the shelf here, and I gotta dig out the rest of his accessories real quick. Alright, well now I feel dumb. I'm pretty sure he came with a punching hand and a karate chop hand. For opposite sides, look at the back of the box. Definitely has a karate chop hand. I'm pretty sure it was the clenched fist was the other one, but I decided to have him rock holding this. Actually, I can get these out of the way. The Black Ranger comes with is you get a Zack head, which the likeness is definitely, it's sort of there. He's got a little bit like scarring on mine though. Like he's got a little nick above his eyebrow. And just like, I don't know, the shine's a little bit weird to it. But for the most part, still very Zack-esque, if you will. The only thing is, like, I love that they come with these extra heads. But for me, like, I would never pose it with them though. To be fair. The thing I've been trying to do is actually finding other figures I can make customs of and put the heads on them. It's kind of like my end goal. Like I already got one for Kimberly. Just kind of working on everybody else. But he also comes with the Power Axe, which, if you wanted to, because it also is the cannon, the effects piece is for the cannon tip. So it looks like he's shooting the cannon, which is pretty sweet. And again, it's one of the things I really actually love about this line is because, like, for at least half the price of what the figure arts originally came out for, you get almost the same amount of value. Plus, detail-wise and articulation is still really solid. Because even, like, on here you get the Mastodon logo, which is something, like, I wouldn't expect it to have, but I'm really glad it does. And, like, the paint job on this thing is phenomenal. Which one thing I do want to mention here is that this is definitely, these guys, like, while kids can play with them, I feel like they're not really geared towards kids at all.
No.
Especially because, like, for the most part, like, I don't think most kids really, I don't know, like, how many kids really actually go back and watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I know one of my managers at work, her kid actually watches it. Got into the original series a little bit back, but he was like, started with the new stuff and then just, because of Netflix, went back and just started rewatching all the old things. One thing I do notice is on mine is the helmet's got a little ding right there from out of the package, which isn't uncommon with these because at the price point there is going to be some QC issues. Just, you win some, you lose some with these guys, is essentially it. Shield looks pretty nice. It's made out of a metallic gold plastic. A little bit of detailing for the shield here. If you wanted to, you actually can get that off. If you pop the arms off, this will, arms and head, anyways. You can remove it, but you'll still have the gold bands around the arms, so it's like, you can do it, but why would you? Then you got the little Ranger Morpher here. Also comes with the blaster, which I do like that. I kind of wish there was like an option of having both, because I'm generally going to have it stored away, because if I got the power weapons, I'm going to pose it with the power weapons, because for the most part, especially with a lot of the Bandai ones, they didn't actually usually come with these guys, at least for like the adult collector figures. You generally just got the gun that you were thankful for that. But at least you got parts to maybe make a range of a Zord if you decide to actually make all of them, you know?
Yeah.
But the rest of the figure looks really nice. And then, for the most part, again, like we mentioned, the articulation on these is really good. Sometimes, like, this one kind of has a stiff shoulder there. But you guys can see, like, the shoulders move. Arms, very posable. Head, a lot of range of motion. Pretty much for all of these. Work really nicely. But move on to the Red Ranger, because we're going to save Lord Drakkon for last. Alright, Red Ranger. This is the best looking Ranger, but not the best looking box. But for the most part, for these guys, I haven't really been personally keeping the packaging. I just got a little goodie bag of all of the accessories. Because I kind of just like swap in between them. Because generally, like, I do photos with these sometimes. And for the most part, the hands are fairly interchangeable between all of them. Except for the smaller hands. Kimberly's hands don't work quite as well on the normal dudes. This is the one, like, I really wanted the San Diego version. But sadly, wasn't able to get that, and I couldn't really quite condone spending the money on it. Ooh, that's to say, that one's little effect pieces in there. Looks like you could just get a pair of clenched fists. No karate chop hands for Jason here. But, starting with the helmet here, push over there. Looks nice. Nice gloss finish to it.
Yeah, super shiny.
Yeah, this is like definitely on the shiny side. But I guess the black's a little on the unfaded side on the visor. Like you can see a little bit of the red on the top here. But out of all the ones I've seen, this definitely had the best chest. Because these other ones have like little speckles of stuff on them. So decided to go with this one in particular. But a lot of mostly the same detailing you get with the Black Ranger, except for you don't get the gold bracers on the biceps there. And then accessory wise, you get blaster, which again we're going to sheath because we get power sword. So of course, going to pose it with the power sword. Ow, that actually hurt.
What'd you do?
Stabbed my finger. That was like that pointy end on the end. It's actually kind of sharp, so be forewarned. Sword looks really nice though. Nice metallic silver. Got the Tyrannosaurus emblem right there, which again is really sweet to see because it's just like such tiny little detailing. But they definitely put the effort on these. And then this can go over top of the sword if you want to kind of have it look like lightning's coming out of it. The one thing I've actually kind of grown to appreciate of these things, buying these, is for the most part, I don't actually really have these on my weapons. I actually use them for other figures that could benefit from these a little bit more than the Rangers. Because for the most part, you never really saw them like doing this in the TV show. For the most part, at least like by themselves with their normal power weapons. But like the Green Ranger one I was using for Gabbro, so he had like the electricity fingers and stuff like that. So they're just kind of like cool just to have in general because you can just use them with other things. But you get 2 clenched fists for punching, putty patrols, what have you. And then the Austin St. John face. Which actually, that's, I think, got the look pretty well. He looks unhappy though. He's got a bit of a frown going on there.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't think he's too happy to be next to the next one we're going to be going over. But for 20 bucks, I feel like he's definitely a really good value still. Even with the slight imperfection in the helmet. Yeah, other than that, then you get like a little bit of discoloration between the whites. Because this is, to me, seems painted. Well, that's white plastic.
Yeah.
So you can definitely tell the difference, but it's not too noticeable. I think it's mainly just a lot of it having to do with the lighting. And then the one I've been most excited about, Lord Drakkon. Not sure why I started at the bottom, but we're there now.
Yeah, this was the only one that we had in the box. So
yeah, it was like, oh, the entire, like, this is the only one I've seen in town. The other ones, I've had some options. This one, not so much. So hopefully, I didn't even pay that much attention to them in the packaging. Because, again, just like, well, this is mine now. Well, that's a good start. It's a bit on the broken side for the plastic. Hopefully the figure seems like it's okay. So, get a little spark effect. Got the face. Just like Jason, comes with some clenched fists that really don't want to come out. And the flute. For some odd reason, I thought he might have the Saba. But I guess not. So you got down here, you can hold the dragon dagger in, which still looks really nice. Also has the dragon emblem on there, which is cool. But for the most part, this effect, like I think I already have like 3 of these now. Just these little blooms. But you can stick that on the end of your dragon dagger if you want. I guess it kind of works like if you have them like clashing with the other ranger swords. It kind of gives it like that ching kind of effect. To me, I almost like this for like explosions. Like get some sticky tack and hook it onto them. It kind of gives off that like effect like you would see whenever they got like struck with something. It'd be like the sparks coming off of it, which I think is really what it's trying to do. But for the rest of them, not too bad. Not sure if I'm digging the gold on the helmet, though. Like, with a lot of the white, especially around the face here, it all kind of, to me, blends a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of...
But the weird little tiger tiger dragon thing going on the top of the helmet's pretty sweet, though. Armor looks nice. Where it's mostly very similar to the old dragon shield, but it's definitely got a lot more spikes and edges to it. It's definitely a lot more menacing than what you get with it. He's also got some extra gauntlets. It's got a little bit more of a points to him. Same with the little bracers on the forearms. Or on the also got these bracers on the biceps. Got the morpher here. And for the most part, the rest of the body is just, again, it's very akin to the White Ranger for the rest of it. But it's like the helmet and the shields where it kind of deviates a little bit. But not too bad. It's mainly like the helmet I think maybe could have been a little bit better. But for the most part, pretty pleased with that. And then also with the tiny head, it's actually got some scarring on him. Or, I don't even know about scarring, just like stuff infusing. I haven't read the comics too much, but you could definitely has that like infected kind of look to him, which is pretty cool and definitely pretty menacing. Like this is the one like I would almost want to have him with the helmet off and have him like holding onto the helmet. I think would be really cool.
Yeah, really cool.
And this is also one I plan on making a little diorama because I want to actually make the chair that he sits in. Especially since they're making the Ranger Hunter figure to go along with it. I think that'd be pretty sweet. But let me know in the comment section below if you guys would be interested in seeing something like that. Alright, we had to cheat a little bit with Lord Drakkon to get him a stand. Yeah. Definitely recommend buying NECA stands. They're great. Work with these figures too. Phenomenal. Definitely saved my life a little bit on those. So out of the 3, which one's your favorite?
I guess the Black Ranger. Black
Ranger? I'm kind of leaning towards that too. Like I really dig Zach's figure.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like, for the most part, it's kind of personal preference because I feel like between all of them, they got like a couple little things I can nitpick, but for the most part, they're still really nice figures. And to be honest, again, like I said, this is the one figure I feel like I could easily have without the head, without the helmet, and it's like the only Ranger I've really felt the need to have the helmet removed. Especially if I decided to make the throne, I'll probably just have the helmet sitting next to the throne. But we'll see. It depends if people have an interest in seeing something like that. And let me know in the comment section below. Also, make sure to hit that notification if you guys like to keep up to date with the channel. Or check out our Patreon, because this would have been up a few days in advance on Patreon. So $1 donation lets you get to check out these videos sooner than everyone else. And help us defeat those charges by hitting the like button, subscribe, become a Ranger today. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.